Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Savvylicious. I said that totally wrong. Savvylicious Arrangements. Okay, so here I'm boiling my water so that I can clean my apples. Um, I'm putting it in this kettle. My water is finished boiling. It took about 2 minutes, not long at all. Now I'm just going to be taking that and I'm going to be cleaning my apples, placing the hot water into my bowl, letting it sit for about 5 minutes. And then I'm going to go ahead and place some apple cider vinegar into the water so that it can get off all of the excess wax from the apples. And we're going to go ahead and do the whole process of getting these apples cleaned and dried and ready to be dipped for the same day or the next day. So here you see me grabbing the apple cider vinegar, and I'm going to be placing that into the water just to go ahead and make sure that my apples are free of wax. So I like to use apple cider vinegar. You can use whatever else that you want. You can use salt, you can use baking soda. I just prefer to use apple cider vinegar. You can see the wax still on the apples. There is starting to come off, but I'm going to turn the apple over into the water, mix the apples around, the ones at the bottom can come up to the ones to the top, and then the ones at the top can go ahead and get to the ones at the bottom, as you see me doing that here. So now I am taking my apples. I dumped the hot water out of them. I am going to be putting some cold water into them and letting them sit for like maybe 2 to 3 minutes. And then I will go ahead and dump the water out, dry them off, and get them ready to sit so that we can start to dip them. So here I am placing my apples on a cookie sheet tray so that we can go ahead and get the sap out of them so that we can get these apples ready for the same day dip. All right, so once you get your apples ready on your cookie sheet or whatever it is that you're going to place them in, you're going to go ahead and pop them into the oven on 350 degrees or 200 degrees. I would do 200 degrees for 30 minutes. Only reason why mine is on 350 is because I have cupcakes in the oven. So here you can see all of the sap is being pulled out of the apple. And this is what's going to allow you to do the same day dip. When you get bubbles and you get pinholes into your apples, when you dip them, it's because your apples are not removed of the sap and it eats the candy. It like dissolves the candy on its own. I'm not sure how it does that, but it does. This is just a method that I use to make sure that my apples are free of bubbles and free of pinholes. So here I'm taking 1 cup of water, and I'm only making 6 apples today. I'm only making 6 apples today. So I'm going to take 1 cup of water, 1 cup karo syrup, light corn syrup. This is the only corn syrup that I've used. I've stated that in my other candy apple videos. If you would like to purchase the generic brand, as far as like the Great Value or the store brand, feel free to do so. I'm not sure how those work. But if they work great for you, you can always leave it in the comments below and I'll be willing to try it out. But karo is my only go-to. So I'm going to go ahead and apply my corn syrup and my water. And I'm going to do 3 cups of sugar. Normally I would do 4 cups of sugar, but I'm only going to do 3 cups of sugar because I'm only dipping 6 candy apples. And honestly, I could have just did 2 cups of sugar, 1 cup karo syrup, 1 cup water, or half a cup of water. But I just wanted to make sure that all of my apples were covered completely up to the stick. So I did 3 cups of sugar. So I'm just using my spatula to go ahead and get the excess sugar, karo syrup, and everything that's left behind in the measuring cup. And I'm just going to go ahead and apply that into my pot. I'm going to combine all 3 ingredients until it's one. And I'm just going to stir this around until all the ingredients is incorporated together. So I got my candy thermometer, and now we are on 200 degrees. I believe that's soft boil, I believe it is. But I'm going to point this out because the last video I did with the blue candy apples, I was trying to let you guys know if you do not watch your candy mixture, it will, tend to overflow. So one of the subscribers left a comment and said that your bubbles overflow like that, or your candy mixture overflows like that because you put the food coloring in ahead of time. Now, I'm just pointing this out to you because it's no food coloring in here. It's just water, sugar, and karo syrup. And my bubbles pretty much kind of overflowed again. So I'm not sure why it does that, but I try to keep an eye on my candy mixture when it's in the beginning stage because I know that it tends to boil, or it can boil over. And I don't want to clean up sugar because it's extremely hard to clean up sugar. So when you do your candy, just make sure you stand next to your pot or you're not too far. Just listen out for that bubble sound to where it seems like it's going to overflow. And my candy mixture is still kind of watery. The bubbles are still fast. They're still boiling kind of fast. So once they get to like slow bubbles and thick, bigger bubbles, then you know that your candy mixture is almost at its temperature. So here, my candy mixture has gotten to 300 degrees, and now I am going to apply my icing, which is the Wilton white icing color. I use this one, or I'll use the Americolor bright white, but because I had this closer to me, I just went ahead and chose this one. Now with the Wilton white icing, you have to use a lot of this in order to achieve that bright white look for your candy apples and not that cream tone. I know a lot of my subscribers say that their apples don't come out white, they come out cream, or they come out like beige or something like that. So you have to use more white food coloring, more than usual that you would use with a color. So I'm just going to mix this around until I get all of my bubbles out. And then I'm going to go ahead and start dipping my apples. So if you guys have any questions as far as the color and the straws and the sticks and everything like that, please do not hesitate to ask. I'm always here to help. This is why I do YouTube videos, so that I can teach you guys. Each one teach one. Okay, I learn from YouTube just as well as you guys learn from YouTube. So do not hesitate or don't be afraid to ask me certain questions. I'm here to help. I know there's people that you will ask questions to and they will read your message and act like they never seen it because they don't want to help. If you don't want to help, then you shouldn't be doing this. That's how I look at it. Rather if you do YouTube or not. If you have a small business and someone is trying to get to your level, and they're asking you for advice and certain steps that you took and what should I do, what should I not do, and if you're like, oh, you just have to figure it out on your own like I did. We all got help from somewhere. I truly do not believe that we got to where we are or getting or going where we need to be without any help. Someone helped someone along the way. So, but I just wanted to let you guys know that because I get a lot of messages in the inboxes saying, please respond. Like I'll try to respond to all of my messages and comments and everything as best as I can. And even when people ask me multiple questions in the same way, like for my Rice Krispie treat, they ask, oh, what did you put in the chocolate to make it, what's the white flakes that you put in the chocolate? So I'm gonna get back to that real quick, but I just wanted to let you guys know that this is a wax apple. Okay, this apple has wax on it. This apple was not clean. You can see how shiny it is, right? I'm going to show you that if you boil your candy mixture just a little longer, like maybe 310 degrees, you can do apples with wax on them. So you don't have to always have clean apples. The best way to do it is to have clean apples because you just never know if the apples is going to give you bubbles. But I was